Hi guys, and welcome to the first video in my channel. So my name is Zara, and today I'm going to be talking about community colleges. I have spent the last 2 years in a community college, and I just wanted to make this video to help anyone out if they're curious about community college, if they should do it, what kind of opportunities community college has, what kind of classes they offer, any questions about degrees, etc. So I have my notes down here, so I might occasionally glance down here and look at my notes. So yeah, so community colleges are going to be 2-year public colleges. So they're usually going to be in-state, so you don't have to pay out-of-state tuition, and they do have dorms, so you can live in the community college if you want, or you can just live at home and then save on tuition. So community colleges, a lot like a university, also offer degrees, and so they offer associate degrees. Associate degrees are going to be 2-year degrees, so you have kind of 3 different options. You have the Associate of Arts, which is going to be AA, the Associate of Science, which is going to be AS, and then the Associate of Applied Science, which is going to be AAS. So associate degrees are degrees that you spend 2 years on, and you finish that degree, and then you can transfer to a university. So this associate degree is going to finish any kind of general education requirements you have, any kind of prereqs you need for your major, and then once you get that degree and you can transfer to a university, you can just spend the next 2 years at the university earning your degree. So one thing I want to mention about associate degrees is that there really are 2 categories of associate degrees. You have transfer associate degrees and then non-transfer associate degrees. So transfer associate degrees are going to be the AA and the AS. And then the kind of non-transfer degrees would be the AAS. The AAS degree doesn't really transfer because it's really just meant to get or learn specific skills and then go straight into the workforce. So that doesn't mean that it never transfers, it just means that it's harder to transfer. If you wanted to transfer this degree, you would have to talk to your university that you're planning on transferring to and then ask if they take that degree. So yeah, if you are planning on transferring, it would be a better option to do the AA or the AS. Also, a lot like a BA or a BS degree, an AA has less science and math, and then an AS has more science and more math. So if you're someone who's a pre-med, or you're going into a major like biochemistry or physics or math, anything STEM, you could consider doing an AS. But if you're doing something more along the humanities, an AA is a good option. So community colleges also have a wide variety of classes in terms of the different types of disciplines they offer and then the actual modality of the class. So at least in the community college that I'm in, we have asynchronous classes. So asynchronous classes means that you never have to kind of go to the class in person. You don't have to join a Zoom meeting or anything like that. You can just do the class at home pretty much. And then you have hybrid classes. So these classes are half in person. So you meet in person for 1 or 2 days, and the rest of the class you do asynchronously. The third option is going to be evening classes. So again, you just meet around the evenings, and then fully in-person classes as well. So the asynchronous and the hybrid options are really great for people who are working, because in that way they don't have to drive to school and then spend time in a class. We also have those evening classes, which are helpful if you want to get off work and then go to the class. I also noticed that community colleges have smaller class sizes. So I've been in classes that had around 15 to 25 students. And for me, this was really helpful because I actually got to talk to the professor, get help, ask questions about the syllabus, about upcoming quizzes and tests, anything like that. And also, in terms of letters of recommendation, having professors who know you and who can remember you outside of classes is a big deal, because they can write a stronger letter of recommendation for you, a more personal one. Another kind of pro that I think about community colleges is that they have a lot of jobs that they offer in the college itself. So I actually work as a peer educator for my college, And the reason I really like these college jobs is because one, your job is kind of tailored around your class schedule. So you never really have your kind of class and your job clashing. So you either always have work before school or work after school. And this also makes it really easy because then you don't have to drive to one place for work and then drive to another for school. So in terms of like cons, I would say that a con would be there's not as much college life. So there's not really a bunch of like parties and like fraternities and sororities and all of that. So if that's something that bothers you, then you might feel that lacking in the community college. But if that's something that really doesn't bother you, then you should be just fine. Also, there are a lot of running start students that come to community college. So you might have students that are like around 16 to 18, so maybe younger than you, or students who are like much older than you. So that takes some like getting used to, which is like talking to people of like varied age groups. But again, it's not really like a con because you get to learn from people that are older than you, and you guys kind of usually work collaboratively as a group, so age really doesn't become a standout factor when you guys are working together. Let me think. Some other pros. Oh yeah, another pro is that community colleges are really affordable. So say that you want to transfer to a university, but you're not quite sure what you want to do, you can actually take classes at community college across various different disciplines and then find what interests you and then enroll in that at a university. And then if you are returning back to college, so say that you're already in a job currently and you're coming back to learn something new, usually community colleges offer a whole bunch of different certificate programs, things like in a whole bunch of different disciplines, but like AI or cybersecurity, those are like popular ones. Also, they have like CNA programs, phlebotomy programs, and even nursing. So if you're a nursing student and you want to finish your 2 years of like prerequisites before you transfer to a college to do your nursing degree, you can do that at community college as well, or just do the whole nursing degree there. So it really just depends on what you want to do, what degree you want to get, and where you want to transfer. And then some community colleges also have BAS degrees. So BAS degrees are going to be different than the regular BA and BS degrees because they're going to be the Bachelor of Applied Sciences. So these bachelor's degrees are different because they're just bachelor's degrees that community colleges can't offer. So these are going to be like a 4-year degree, so you're going to have to spend longer at the community college. But if you are pre-med, pre-dental, or anything like pre-medicine field, I would say don't do a BAS because most of these schools look for a BA or a BS at a university. But if you're not in those fields, you can also get a BAS again, which is like in a much more affordable way at a community college than going to a university. But yeah, I really enjoyed my experience in community college. I did the Running Start program to begin with, so I was able to finish high school early and then graduate with an associate degree. And now I've applied to transfer to a university. So if you guys are thinking about community college, I would say totally go for it. It's a great option, and there are many, many pros. If you guys have any more questions regarding community college or any of the experiences that I've had there, please leave your questions in the comments, and I would be super happy to answer it. But yeah, I hope this video helped you guys learn a bit more about community college and the kind of degrees offered there and so on and so forth. And thank you guys so much for watching.